Hi everyone, it's Dragon Creek aka Lou O'Brien, and today I'm going to be seeing the Croods 2 A New Age with my friend Tadhg. I rewatched the first movie on Monday night for the first time since 2015, and I thought it was pretty good. I remember when it came out as a kid, I thought it looked really dumb, I thought it looked cringy, but I watched it when I started collecting DreamWorks DVDs, and I thought, it's a pretty good film, and then obviously, I watched it again because I hadn't seen it for a long time, and I thought, yeah, it's pretty good, and I think the ending kind of left the door open for a sequel. So my expectations are, well, I'm more optimistic about it, to be fair. I am expecting it to be fun. I've been hearing a lot of mixed things. Some will say that it's just, decent fun, and then some will say that it's really bad, like it's, on the levels of a bad movie made by Illumination Entertainment. So that's quite shocking. My only problem, from the trailers, what I've seen is the character designs look so different from the original, but the backgrounds look fine. It's just, when I look at the character designs, it looks like a TV movie rather than, a sequel to the original. But that's just me. So I'm intrigued to see it. I'm, curious to see what it's like, and we'll see you in the next clip.
John heard it.
The Croods 2 A New Age was released in 2020 in some countries, and in other countries it released in the summertime of 2021. It tells the story of the Croods family. They're back on screen, and they happen to come across another family called the Bettermans. So we saw the Croods 2, and Ty, what did you think of it?
Disappointing.
Yeah. What made it poor in your opinion?
Jokes, majority of them were bad.
Yeah.
Not funny. Cringy. And then story is a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I think what was really weird was the story was it had an interesting concept with the Bettermans, the other family, and there's some good world building, I will give that credit. And there is some decent moments, and there is some jokes I did find funny, but it was just very weird, very all over the place. The plot, the pace of the movie is so weird. Like, it goes by, it's very, very fast. Well, the first one dragged a little, but I think, it had fine pacing for what it was. And it was so everywhere. Like, it was all over the place, and it was just a mess. I think it was pretty poor storytelling. It was very, very weak. What did you think of the animation?
It was good, but a lot of it was changed for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Like, it was just more expressive, but sometimes it was a bit
Weird.
too cartoony. It was too different from the original.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Like, back onto the story for a minute, it didn't feel like a sequel, because there were some moments where the beginning felt like a sequel, but other than that, it just felt so, like, it didn't feel, it felt different. And the animation, the backgrounds are fine, they look the same as the first, but when it came to the character designs, they looked so smoother, and to the point where it just looked jarring compared to the first one. Like, they looked, wow, like, even when the trailer first came out, I was like, wow, they look completely different, and it just looked weird. Like, and there's some weird expressive moments, like you said, that just looked really, really, like, just ridiculous. There was, I guess the beginning of the climax is good, but then it gets so weird, and there's some weird montages, and it's just it's not bad animation. Again, the character designs, they may look different, they still look, nice enough, but it looks too jarring to the first one, and it just feels like a TV movie. It feels like something you'd watch on the telly, not something you'd watch, on the big screen. The characters themselves, what did you think of the characters?
Um, well, most of them, for the most part, most of them stayed mostly the same. Like the dad still can't accept change,
Yeah.
and everyone acts mostly the same. And the new ones, the wife was not a nice person, really.
Yeah. I think like Grug in the first film, he had to accept that Guy's way, and then it's like in here he's back to treating Guy like crap, and it just feels it's like wait, didn't we already resolve that in the first one? It just kind of ignored character development, and I think the romance with Eep and Guy was very like it wasn't. Some of it was fine, but some of it was just very weird and cheesy and very jarring compared to what it was in the first. Again, the rest of the family's fine, but when we get to the Bettermans, I liked Mr. Betterman. He was entertaining. He was quite funny. Mrs. Betterman, no, so unlikable. I liked Dawn. She was cute. She was likable, and I liked her character in the film. She was nice, likable. What do you think of the music?
Well, in the original, it was like atmospheric music, mostly just like something you'd hear in most films around based around that time. But occasionally you'd start playing random pop songs or love songs, and eventually rock and roll, which is just
so
different.
Weird.
It was just way too different.
It was. I think like the music's fine, but I agree with what you said. It's too different. It didn't feel like the Croods, but like I wanted to see it because I do like DreamWorks. It was a sequel to a movie that was pretty good, but it's just it's a mess. It's a messy film. It's not horrible. Like it's not the worst thing I've seen from a company, but it's not very good. So what is your overall thoughts and rating for the Croods 2?
It's watchable, but it's still a bit too different and slightly disappointing. And I'd give it around a 5, maybe a 6.
For me, it's not bad, but it's just everything. The story is a mess. The animation was still good. It's just very jarring. The characters are a mixed bag. The music is just it's just corny to me. So overall, a very average movie, in my opinion, and I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So, that is our thoughts on The Croods 2. I hope you enjoyed our review, and we'll see you guys next time. So, skadoosh.